contribute on this mediated version of the Kenya Division of Revenue Amendment Act 2024. I must go on record. I was together with the chair of Public Accounts Committee as a member of the mediation committee. And Honorable Speaker, I learned so much about the mentality of the senators in respect of this matter. I also had an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, to engage some of the governors, and I also learned so much how they view things in this country. First of all, Honorable Speaker, we need to go on record and reiterate to the country and to all members here that all of us are in full support of devolution. All of us are 100% in support of devolution. Number one. Number two, devolution was supposed to change the lives and welfare of the people in the grassroots. Number three, devolution was not supposed to be a cost center to the national treasury entirely. Devolved functions or devolved units were not supposed to remain to be dependent wholly on the national treasury. They were supposed to generate their own revenue to complement or supplement whatever they get from the national treasury. Honorable Speaker, members of parliament are not in any way part of the executive that implements any projects at all. Honorable Speaker, we have given the counties now 387 billion from the 380 that had been passed with amendment bill after the Gen Z demonstrations. Honorable Speaker, the county governments up to this moment have not demonstrated that they are also sharing the burden of reduced revenue of this country. These counties have not demonstrated, Honorable Speaker, that what measures, austerity measures, have they put in place to ensure that they live in the reality of the modern times. The county governments have not even made any efforts to make sure that the funds they receive, the equitable share they receive, actually supports them to improve own source revenue. We were given documents, we were given reports, Honorable Speaker, data by the Parliamentary Budget Office that indeed, yes, own source revenue has been increasing over time, but probably at a lower percentage as expected. So it's a call upon the county governments in all cadre that they must improve on the existing systems for the purposes of improving own source revenue. Honorable Speaker, we could plug the deficit. We could plug the deficit that is so-called that they are talking about. There is a lot of potential. Honorable Speaker, how do you explain that Nairobi County would still depend on national treasury, yet the source of revenue for Nairobi County is boundless, is massive? Can we carbon on corruption? Honorable Speaker, I have seen the President's speech addressed to the national state of the nation. The emphasis on corruption. We never intended to devolve corruption. When we devolved systems, we expected the county governments to work. Honorable Speaker, when we go to the constituencies, and I must testify here, since today morning, Honorable Speaker, I have received 5 calls from my constituencies looking for money to pay medical bills. Some for delivery in maternity, some for basic malaria, some for fractures, some for basic ailments. So I keep on asking them, how come the county government has got devolved funds on health? They collect some user charges. Where does the money go to? Honorable Speaker, sometimes it is frustrating. Indeed, it's frustrating. And I think its time has come. We need to call county governments to order. We never give them money.
And while you're at it calling them to order, it's always useful to have the name of the hospital in the handset.
Honorable Speaker, as I stand here today, on Monday, today, I have had to send money to bail out to pay a bill at Busia County Referral Hospital. As I speak, Honorable Speaker, there is a patient stranded in a village called Busijo who fractured. When he went to the county government hospital, he was asked to raise 150,000 so that they can undertake surgery. They are saying SHA or Taifa Care does not apply in respect of implant. So they expect me as an MP with my meager income to pay for that kind of expenditure, Honorable Speaker. Yet we appropriate funds here to go to the county and literally solve problems of medical care. We must, as a country, and I want you guys who sit on the government side, honestly speaking, call these governors, you are in good books with them, plead with them that we members of parliament are suffering. We are suffering. Honorable Speaker, as we speak, in many schools in the country, there are no ECD classrooms. The classrooms that we built through CDF is where they have to partition grade 1 and pre-unit. Yet, every year, millions and billions, 387 billion is going to go there. But, Honorable Speaker, I can tell you, and I want to echo the sentiment of Majority Leader, by this time next year, the impact of the 387 billion will be hardly noticeable in this country. Yet the 30 billion allocated to CDF will be seen and felt all over. Probably must start asking ourselves a question. Did we make a mistake on devolution? No, we did not make a mistake on devolution. We need to have a mentality change, Honorable Speaker. We need to have a mentality change. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, 90% of the Kenyans, if you asked them, they would even call for scrapping of county governments so that the money can actually be channeled through CDF with better checks and balances because it's accountable. We need, Honorable Speaker, and want to call upon the Office of the Auditor General. The Office of the Auditor General, that's where the weakest link is. We need to be thorough in the audit of these books of accounts prepared by the various county governments. We want to call upon the control of budget. It's not good enough to go and lamenting in public, yet their office approves illegal and unlawful expenditure that do not end up supporting the local mwananchi on the ground. Finally, Honorable Speaker, we want to make it very clear that the RLMF is not MP's money. CDF is not MP's money. RLF undertakes roads that many times are allocated to KERA and some even belongs to the county governments. The county governments deliberately neglects to fix those roads. And yet, these are wananchi. The mwananchi will come and tell you, Honorable Member of Parliament, mimi sijui kama mimi ni mtu wa devolved function ama ni mtu mimi wa Kenya. All they know, they are Kenyans, they deserve services regardless where the money is coming from. As we support, Honorable Speaker, we want to call them to exercise prudent management of the resources. Otherwise, then, Honorable Speaker, it will keep on casting doubts to those who continuously doubt the efficacy and the usefulness of county governments. With those